Topics covered in this video: Princess Beatrice's endless vacations, her controversial lifestyle, the privileges of British royalty, and her upcoming getaway to a £59 million estate. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share this video, and tell us in the comments what you think of this royal lifestyle. Imagine for a moment being able to go on vacation 18 times in a single year. 18 luxurious getaways, 18 dream destinations, 18 opportunities to escape the daily grind. For most of us, this is an unattainable fantasy. But for Princess Beatrice of York, it's simply her reality. This stunning revelation raises burning questions about the privileges of the British royal family and how some members live at the expense of the crown, and indirectly, at the expense of British taxpayers. Prince Andrew's daughter is preparing to end this record-breaking year in style, with a destination that's already causing controversy. She's heading to the Caribbean, more precisely St. Barthélemy, where a property worth an astronomical £59 million awaits her. This sumptuous villa belongs to Roman Abramovich, the controversial Russian oligarch and former owner of Chelsea Football Club. The choice of this destination and this particular host can only fuel debates about the British royal family's connections, particularly during this period of geopolitical tensions with Russia. This 18th getaway of the year for Princess Beatrice perfectly illustrates the growing divide between royalty and the British people. While millions of citizens struggle to make ends meet, faced with soaring inflation and an unprecedented cost of living crisis, some members of the royal family are increasing their luxury travel. This situation creates a striking contrast that does not go unnoticed by British public opinion, which is increasingly critical of royal privileges. The frenetic pace of Princess Beatrice's vacations also raises questions about her official obligations. Unlike other members of the royal family who undertake representative duties and regular charitable commitments, Beatrice seems to have found the perfect balance between a privileged private life and freedom from protocol constraints. This almost total freedom, funded in part by the civil list and income from the Duchy of York, raises legitimate questions about the use of public funds. The destinations chosen by the princess throughout the year demonstrate a pronounced taste for luxury and exclusivity. From the most exclusive ski resorts in the Swiss Alps to the private beaches of the Maldives, via the prestigious vineyards of Napa Valley and Parisian palaces, each trip represents a budget that far exceeds the annual income of most Britons. This lavish financial resources raises the question of the proportionality between the privileges granted to the royal family and their actual contribution to British society. Roman Abramovich's influence in this story adds a troubling geopolitical dimension. The former oligarch, although he officially sold his British assets following international sanctions, continues to maintain connections in the upper echelons of British society. His invitation to Princess Beatrice to celebrate New Year's Eve at his Caribbean estate raises questions about the ongoing ties between certain members of the British elite and controversial figures in the world of international business. The St. Bart's estate where Princess Beatrice will be staying is itself a symbol of opulence. This £59 million villa boasts every imaginable amenity to satisfy the most extravagant desires. Infinity pools, a private helipad, a full staff, a Michelin-starred chef, a private spa, and breathtaking views of the Caribbean Sea. Every detail of this property exudes absolute luxury, far, far removed from the daily concerns of ordinary citizens. This succession of royal holidays comes amid a particularly tense economic and social climate in the United Kingdom. Strikes are increasing in public services, food banks are no longer sufficient to meet growing demand, and many British families must choose between heating their homes and eating properly. In this context, the display of wealth by some members of the royal family appears to be an unintentional but nonetheless revolting provocation for a segment of the population. Princess Beatrice's attitude also contrasts with that of her cousins, Prince William and Prince Harry, who, despite their differences, have both repeatedly expressed their awareness of social inequality and their willingness to commit to societal causes. This difference in approach reveals the internal fractures within the British royal family and the different conceptions of the role each should play in modern society. British social media is already abuzz with harsh comments about these revelations. Critical hashtags are multiplying, reflecting growing public exasperation with royal privileges. This popular anger is part of a broader trend of questioning the British monarchy, particularly among younger generations who struggle to understand the justification for such privileges in a modern democratic society. The question of how these repeated trips are financed remains unclear. While Princess Beatrice theoretically has private income, the line between public and private funds often remains opaque in royal finances. This opacity fuels suspicion and fosters distrust of an institution that must nevertheless be exemplary in terms of transparency and financial accountability. The environmental impact of these 18 trips in 12 months is also a worrying aspect of this affair. At a time when the United Kingdom is officially committed to the fight against global warming and advocating energy efficiency, the astronomical carbon footprint generated by these repeated private jet trips sends a particularly unwelcome contradictory message. This situation also highlights generational tensions within the royal family. While Queen Elizabeth II embodied restraint and a sense of duty, this new generation of royals seems more concerned with their personal comfort than with their public image and societal responsibilities. The timing of this revelation is not insignificant. As many British families prepare to spend a modest new year, marked by budget cuts and economic hardship, the announcement of this luxurious Caribbean getaway comes as a further slap in the face to those already struggling to make ends meet. The Beatrice affair could well become a symbol of a monarchy increasingly disconnected from its people. This progressive disconnect between royal concerns and the realities experienced by ordinary citizens is undermining the very legitimacy of the British monarchy. At a time when many Commonwealth countries are questioning their ties to the British Crown, these revelations come at a particularly unfortunate time. The coming weeks will be crucial in gauging the extent of the controversy generated by these revelations. The reaction of Buckingham Palace, traditionally measured in its communications, will be closely scrutinized. A prolonged silence could be interpreted as disregard for popular concerns, while a clumsy justification could further inflame the situation. This affair ultimately raises a fundamental question about the future of the British monarchy in a modern society. Can royal privileges, historically justified by the representative and symbolic functions of the royal family, still be legitimized when they are not accompanied by a commensurate commitment to national service? But beyond the individual Princess Beatrice, does this controversy reveal the beginnings of a silent revolution that could well shake the very foundations of the British monarchy?